washing the pumps.
Are
Terrible.
you sure?
Who is the discipline master? It will be her. Maybe it's because of the job. Then she's a teacher, so I guess discipline is part of her. Yep.
Who is the chief financial officer at home who oversees the family finances?
I think small stuff, her. So the bigger stuff, then I'll take charge.
So after 2 years of hard work, we we managed to get our first child. So of course we were over the moon because something that we have always been wanting to actually start a family early. So only 2 years into our marriage, then we had our first child. It's definitely way. I don't know, that's the best day of my life, I guess.
Actually, we were in holiday, Bangkok. Then, of course, she missed her. Then we decided to buy some kits. That was in Bangkok, right? And the kids, like those kids cost like what, less than $2 thing. So we bought a few. So we test. Then we think, hey, how come it's all like what's that, glass? Then because it's $2, it might not be so trustworthy. So but of course we were happy lah. So when we came back to Singapore, we actually bought a expensive one which cost like what, $70 instead of $2. The result came out good as well. Then after that we sought advice from the gynae and it was confirmed.
We were trying for a baby for a year, and when Jess was late, so I asked her to check. She said, no, I have to wait for the next morning to check. Then I said, okay. So I waited. So the next morning when she checked, then it was a positive. We were damn happy, but scared at the same time because first time parents, we don't know what to expect. Yeah.
I think during her pregnancy, I was very happy because that's the only time that we can go around eat a lot of things. Because she wasn't into like noodles, she wasn't eating rice, wasn't eating noodles like most of the time. But during her pregnancy, we were going to a lot of places, eating char kway teow, eating carrot cake. Yeah. So that was good. That was the best part of the pregnancy.
First time being a dad, so it's like, every gynae appointment, whatever she wants to eat, you just buy, everything you just buy until you realize that, you overstock of everything. Of course, being a first time dad is always very, very much exciting.
Fatherhood role, yes. I was the driver, sent her to work, fetch her from work. At home, I was the house husband, clean the house, ensure that the cats are well fed, ensure that my wife don't have to do a lot of housework. Yep. And ensure that she's eating well and sleeping well. Yeah.
We wanted a Valentine's Day baby, alright? So the gynae said the cervix was soft, so I was like, okay, let's try it, right? Dilation pill. We just can't wait to see her, for the first time. So I think in the afternoon we went into the hospital. The doctor put in the dilation pill. Said cervix is soft. Okay, let's go. Let's try. About 5 o'clock where the water bag burst. 7 o'clock she couldn't take the pain. Then we called in for epidural, and then we were just awaiting for the time. Then until about 11 plus at night, then my wife was saying, I think the nurse was like discovering like, hey, the baby's heart rate was pretty much irregular. I think something is not right. We better call in the gynae. We can't hold it until 12 midnight. So the gynae was called in, and we saw that the baby was in distress. He came in. He said, okay, let's make it a quick one. He went in with the vacuum, pulled out, halfway there when the gynae pulled out the head, and he said, look, they have the cord around the neck. Then I'm like, oh, okay. Faster, bring the baby out. He took it out. untaught the umbilical cord, then of course, you get a chance to slip the umbilical cord, and then, well, you don't get to hold the baby for the first time. It always goes to the mother. So you see, but it was a very fun part, taking our first family photo. It's almost close midnight, but then everything was cleared up. So I mean, the feeling was, nothing beats that kind of feeling, having your first child, first time being a dad. I think something that words can't describe.
I remember that we went in at about 11 plus p.m. I brought my whole laptop into the delivery suite because I had previously I was a trader, so I remote access to my office and I had a position on. Then that was during her in the delivery room, and halfway through at about 3 plus, while she was doctor checking, nurse checking, then I was like half focused on her, half focused on my position as well. At that point of time, I felt that it was very silly, that why am I doing all this? So I actually closed off my position, and that was when I decided that like my life is going to change forever. So yeah, I cut off my position, then stayed with her all the way till when the kid was born, and it was like a miracle, really a miracle.
I was scared. I was helpless. I was just grabbing to her legs, and I was in the state of shock because I don't know what to do. I was just giving her words of encouragement, and the gynae actually said, "Daddy, cut, cut." I feel like, cut what? And I said, this. So I just cut without knowing what was that first. Actually, I already knew that I had to cut the umbilical cord, but then at that moment I was in a state of shock, so I was quite stunned and blurred at the moment. Yeah, but I did cut the cord. Yeah.
I know everyone says daddy's girl, and the first one is a girl. Of course, the feeling is awesome, and the mood was so so surreal. It's like, oh, your own baby, your own princess, right in your hands now. You see.
I was actually more worried about her at that point of time. But it really is like really lost for words. It's like there's nothing you can describe the feeling when it's like my own son.
I was happy, very, very happy, but I was also scared because he was very tiny, fragile, and I was afraid I might hurt him.
Feeling when you came home and then so stressed out at work, and then you come home, you just hold the child in your arm, all your worries, all your troubles, all your whole bad day is just gone. So I guess that's the only difference that I feel. When you have your child, it's a stress reliever.
Throughout these 5 years, I've learned a lot from them. We were new parents then. Then of course everything we had to learn along the way. The beginning is all about checking the poo color. Wow, this one too black, too orange, too brown, or too yellowish. So it's always checking about the poo. There's sometimes when mommy comes back, mommy asks, how is it? Say, alright, the poo is good.
I think that I became more organized. I managed to weigh the pros and cons, sleep first or eat first, and then care for the baby.
Earlier days, probably a little bit of bowling. As of now, still lesser bowling, but because the kids started picking up sports, bowling, we still have a lot of family bonding time doing things that we love. So I guess there was nothing much that we had to really give up besides our own personal space.
I know my wife. Okay, she's never going to be a stay-home mom. So the decision was very easy. At that point in time in the delivery ward, we have already decided that I'm going to stay at home. Even though I don't have the experience, but I'll try my best.
Something that I have to give up would be hanging with my friends more often. But there's no regrets. spending time with my boy is like something I don't want to miss. Being there every day with him, it's very important to build that bond.
I spend a lot of time with my kids. To me, is if I don't spend time with them now, I think down the road as they grow older, they're like, "Sorry, Daddy, I got my friends. Sorry, Daddy, I'm not free." So I guess this is about the time where I can spend with them now by helping to take care of them, especially when my wife is busy with her work.
I would want them to treat me as a friend, good friend. Uh, do a lot of things together. I can't wait for them to grow up because I want to do so many things with them. I never thought that I would take up taekwondo, but for him, we actually joined the class together because when he joined taekwondo, he wasn't so receptive. So in the end, I joined the class, same class as him. We all started out from the lowest rung, and we have been doing it for the past 2 years. So this is something that I'm also very grateful that I have the chance to do so many things with them. In fact, just like last week, I was still thinking while sending the kids to school, would I rather be working, flying around, or would I rather walk them to school along the way? We can play seesaw, play swing. Then I think that's a very good feeling. Really, very. You can see that they are laughing, smiling. While I'm holding their hands to school. So that to me is more precious than anything else.
Being responsible father, building the bond with your kids, and being a positive role model, lead by example. Because children, they are actually like a sponge. They see and absorb, watch what you're doing, and they imitate. So we don't want them to take on our bad habits.
I think no need to think so much. It's just like just do it, and anything will adjust along the way, adapt along the way.
Take it easy. Savor every moment.
Definitely wife and son first, because they are my responsibility.
Washing the pumps.
Are
Terrible.
you sure? Is it that bad?
Yeah, washing the pumps. Aiyo. Every day I got to wash the pumps. Milk bottles and pumps. The rest are all good.
Watching my son achieving his milestones.
Their first Wushu tournament where Levin and Scott got their first medal, being through with them, encouraging them along the way and getting their first medal. I think these are currently the highlights.
My fear was actually changing soiled diapers. I couldn't stand the smell, the consistency, and whatnot. But being a father, I have to persevere and just do it. Eventually, I'm okay now. I'm fine with it.
I think the greatest fear is no money. I think that's the biggest fear. No money to feed the children.
I think spending time with them, teaching them the right values, and of course, give them the space to fall, so that they can learn. But of course, in a controlled environment lah. Making sure that the damage is not irreversible.
There's a lot of different ways we do it at home, like just spending time with eating, bringing them out for food, going rollerblade, bowling. Bowling is the new family sport. We're trying to make the whole family pick it up. Of course, the two youngest one can't do it at the moment. I'm a bowling coach myself, so I do coach my kids myself.
I ensure that his daily needs are being met, ensure that he's having fun, ensure that he's running around so that I should get some exercise and spending time with him, reading a book. We have this playground at home, so we actually practice letting him climb up the wall, what do you call that, the rock wall, and letting him slide down freely on his own.
Playing with them. So we play a lot of toys, blocks, Legos, Nintendo Switch. So people say that, oh, you shouldn't be playing so many toys or not, but just play like, childhood.
I would say reading a book. He enjoys reading a book, and I enjoy reading it for him as well. Reading to him. Reason being, I don't have to chase him around the house. It's actually a time for me to relax and rest.
We share the passion for bowling and food. Yeah, food. I mean, the size tells, food is something that we like to do, especially the two older ones.
I want him to know that I'm his safety net. So in the future, if he has any problem or something to share with me, he won't be shy or afraid. So I'm more of his companion than just a father.
I was brought up by my dad in such a way where he communicates with me very often. He bonds with me very often. So when there is any troubles that I have, I will go to him. So I'm following in that same route to make sure that the first person when the child gets into trouble, the first person to go to is look for daddy. Daddy will definitely help you out.
Wow, the one you got to ask them, maybe 20 years from now. So you got to ask them whether did I impact them positively.
It actually brings the family closer, where we can spend more time bonding together.
As for now, I can't tell because he's still young. But I hope that he'll be a positive child, someone that is confident and disciplined.